Okay, welcome everyone to this deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today we're looking at some really interesting source material. It challenges something pretty fundamental, doesn't it?
It really does. That whole idea that death is just the end, full stop.
Yeah, this stuff suggests it's maybe not an end at all, but, well, something completely different.
Exactly. It flips the script.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack this specific view, how these sources see existence, life, death, purpose.
Right. What it all might mean from this perspective.
And the core idea seems to be death as a transfer station.
That's the term used, yeah. A transfer station. Not the final destination, more like a hub.
A hub for experience, is that right?
Precisely. The material suggests that what we call dying is really just stepping out of the temporary vehicle.
The body.
The body, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's framed not as consciousness ending, but just reorienting, shifting focus.
Huh. Like taking off a VR headset, maybe? You're still you, just experiencing differently?
That's a decent analogy. Or like the source mentions, shedding a skin. The awareness continues, it just changes its state.
Okay, so if death isn't the end, that totally reframes why we're even here, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of life, then, in this view?
Well, the sources call it the ultimate experience grab.
An experience grab.
Yeah, like life is this. A cosmic arcade, you jump into the game, this human life, and the goal is to collect, well, experiences.
And the currency isn't points, it's the experience itself.
Exactly. A profound, multi-dimensional experience, every little bit. Joy, pain, boredom, excitement, all of it. It's all currency.
And it's not about just grabbing the good experiences.
No, that's key. The source stresses the need to log it all with courageous openness.
All the crap and all the goodness.
Yep. Embrace the whole spectrum.
So where does all this data go?
It gets stored, apparently, in what's described as a vast, unseen, infinitely accessible database.
Right. That sounds a bit like concepts like the Akashic Record.
Yeah.
Or maybe soul memory.
Kind of, yeah. Those kinds of ideas. A universal library of everything experienced.
And what strikes me is the emphasis on how unique each person's view is. Like, my world isn't your world, exactly.
Well, absolutely. Your perception, filtered through your unique self, generates bespoke, irreplaceable data for source.
So it's personal, but it feeds into something universal.
Right. It's valuable because it's unique.
There's that powerful analogy they use. Source is the ocean.
Yeah. Source, the boundless, infinite ocean of consciousness.
And each of us.
You aid a single, unique wave on that ocean. You look separate for a time doing your wave thing.
But you're still the ocean.
Fundamentally, yes. And your specific waveform, your life, gives the ocean source a way to know itself more deeply from that unique angle.
Okay. And death, then, in this picture. That's the way we're turning.
It's described as entering the debriefing room. There's a life review.
Ah, the life review. I've heard of that concept.
Where you, sort of alongside source, understand the life lived, all the connections, the impacts.
And source integrates the data you brought back.
Exactly. A moment of clarity, understanding, and integration for both you and the whole.
It fits that cycle the source talks about. Incarnate to experience.
Then return to understand.
And ascend to expand consciousness.
Yeah.
A loop.
A continuous cycle of growth, yeah.
So, given all that, how does this viewpoint suggest we live now? While we're in the experience grab phase, what's the best way to play the game?
You know, it boils down to something remarkably simple, almost deceptively simple.
Which is?
Just go be kind to someone.
Kindness, that's the big action. Why kindness specifically?
Well, according to this framework, kindness bridges isolated realities. It connects us waves, dissolves that feeling of being separate.
Okay.
And crucially, it generates high-value data, specifically the energy signature of love.
Love being the fundamental vibration of source itself.
That's what the source posits, yes. So kindness resonates at that core frequency. It's like hitting the jackpot in the cosmic arcade.
Because it mirrors source's inherent nature.
You got it. Being kind aligns you with the fundamental nature of reality, as this source describes it.
It reminds me of that principle, as within, so without. Your inner state shapes your outer reality.
Absolutely. Cultivating inner peace, joy, compassion, that's not just navel-gazing, it's actively architecting the reality you experience.
Peace on earth truly begins with peace of soul. That's a direct quote, isn't it?
It is. Choosing kindness, seeking unity, that's presented as the core work.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main takeaway seems to be that life and death aren't separate things, but a continuous process.
And your experiences, your choices. especially choosing kindness. They actually matter on a cosmic scale. They contribute something valuable.
It's less about reaching an end goal and more about the quality of the journey, the quality of the data you're generating.
Precisely. The value is in the living, the experiencing, the unique perspective you offer.
Which leads us, and you listening, with a thought to maybe chew on. If your life is constantly generating this unique data for the universe, for source,
What kind of data are you